Welcome back to another TPM Tactical video. Today's tutorial video is going to be on creating a custom op using the scenario framework. So the mission I'm creating is a mission on Zurichny for my Tango 3-2 unit within my community. Okay, so obviously in Steam, I'm at Forge Tools, clicking launch. Once it's popped up, going to go add project, create new project. Let's call it operation cold data. Click create. Workbench save. As you can see, the operation cold data is the folder I've just created here, and here's the add-on project. I'm just going to close that again. Relaunch. And now what I'm going to do is add a few mods that I want to run with this project. So I'm going to right click, open with add-ons. Going to locate the mods that I'm after. So RHS, I've already got that ticked. Zurichny, it's already ticked. And TPM Tactical Ops Core, which is already ticked. I was going to add Bacon Ravage and Bacon Weather, but I'm not going to worry about it at this stage. Okay, so once those ones are still ticked, plus this Workshop of Horrors, which will add a bit of ambience to the bunker that I'm going to be utilising. Make sure nothing else is ticked. RHS, yep, TPM Tactical Ops Core. So that's just got a few prefabs that I've pre-made, saves me making them over again. And Zurichny, awesome. So now click open. Once we're inside, I'm going into Workbench. Wait until this finishes, or down here it finishes connecting to the workshop, and go to options. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a few dependencies. So the mods I've just added here at the top left. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 mods. So now I'm just going to navigate to those. Arma Forger, add-ons. RHS, start with that one. So just double click on the project and then continue the process for any remaining mods that you are adding. TPM Tactical Core. Where are we? Ops Core. And we need Zurichny, the map we're going to be building on. Awesome. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit OK. Workbench save. I don't know whether you need to get workbench save every time, but old habits. Now I'm going to close Reforge Your Tools down and open it back up. So the reason why I do this is to prevent there being issues if I come back in later on and I right click go open with add-ons. Sometimes I find that some of the mods get left off. Maybe it's just me, but either way, if I do this method, it seems to work 100% of the time. So rather than going right click open with add-ons this time, I'm just going to double click or select it and click open. And so what that's going to do is tell the Reforge Your Tools that we're now using these 4 dependencies, these mods, because we've added it here into the options under dependencies. Awesome, let's jump into the world editor. Now I'm going to file load world, and I'm actually going to locate Zurichny, so zurichny.ent. So this is the world that I'm going to be utilizing for this op. Here we are. If you're interested in this, having a look at this map yourself, I'll put the link to the mod in the description. Great map by FAL. We're mainly going to be utilizing this bunker over here. So the idea of this op is this location is going to be defended by some op 4 and my blue 4 faction, so Atlas. Correction, this will actually be Black Division. Need to basically secure the top of the bunker and then make their way down the bunker to hack some old Soviet style computers to get some intel. Okay, so now what we want to do is we've got this originally here. We're going to go File, New World, Subscene, and OK. So you have the world in itself, and then what you need is like a subscene over the top of that where you're actually going to build your mission. Awesome. I'm going to give it a name. So File, Save World. So go to my op folder, or my project folder, make a new folder, call it Worlds. While I'm here, I'm going to create a couple other folders. Images. This is kind of going back to the Arma 3 days. And what's the last one called? Missions. So that's where your mission header goes into automatically. Sweet. So I'm going to select worlds. Operation Cold Data is the name of this op. Cold Data. Yep, sweet. Okay. Now what you want to do, so these here are called layers. I'm going to rename this layer and call it alpha_managers. So this is where all my managers go into. This is based off Blackheart 6 videos. I like the way he set his out, so I just followed the same method. Okay, so now we're going to go plugins, go into, where is it? Game mode setup. We're using the scenario framework. If you're going to use a game master or a conflict mission, you would use those configurations there. But I'm using scenario framework. So next, scan world. So what it's doing is scanning to see if any of these managers are actually already located in the world. It's telling you no managers are available currently in the world, so we need to add those. So next, I want to create those entities. Do I want to rescan? No. I'm just going to take a quick screenshot of this so I have reference to it. SCR AI world, or the nav mesh, so we need to get the nav mesh from the new map. Plug it in there. If you want to use a task manager, I usually don't, not for my custom ops. You want to check to make sure your faction manager, loadout manager is done correctly as well. So configure them per your desire. Okay, so next, and create a header. Yes to all. Sweet. Next, and close. So this mission header is what is required for the server to reference, so it knows which mission it's playing to our current play, our current startup. So you can see, let's go. Where's my folder? There. It's already put Operation Cold Data into the correct folder. This is where you'd put in the name of the mission, Operation Cold Data, no, not cold date, author, self, description, words, and more words. We do need to change these. For the purpose of this, I'm going to just quickly steal I'll quickly use one of my images from my ops core. So this is the icon. Let's chuck in. It's Black Division. Sweet. Loading screensaver. Loading screen and preview image. I'm just going to chuck in these ones. Just so there's something there. You can't leave them as default, otherwise it doesn't work. Game mode. I'm just going to call it custom operation. Max players. I'll just set it for 30. I want to make sure I click spawn. Let's click here. Spawn AI, spawn vehicles. Save file. Not that I need it, but I'm just going to put it in there anyway. Op cold data, because I won't be running this over multiple days. It will just be that once off. Everything else here I'm going to leave as default. Sweet. So if you see this little star at the top left as well here on this tab, that is related. It's basically saying there's something in here that has not been saved. So if I hit Control S, it now disappears, so it's been saved. Awesome. So pop that out of the way and jump back into the world editor. Okay, so first thing you need to do, remember I took that screenshot earlier, so you want to check these. So SCR AI world. On the left here, selected it, now over the right hand side in the object properties, there's 3 lots of nav mesh. So I click nav mesh world component, and I'm going to be referencing this nav mesh project here. And you can see there's one here for BTR black and one for low res. So each map mod developer will create these nav meshes. You can add on to the nav meshes yourself. However, we're just going to use the default ones. So what I need to do now under nav mesh files config is click set class and then navigate to it. So Zarichny, nav mesh, and we are under soldiers. It's added there. Repeat the same process for the other 2 nav mesh components. So this is BTR like. And this one here is low res. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to control S that sucker, save that. I want to keep everything else as is for the time being. Okay, so that's that top one ticked off. Next one, task manager, like I'm not going to worry about that. Factions, let's have a look at the factions. Where are we? Here we go. Faction managers. So by default, there are 2 factions when using this plugin game mode manager setup. What you can do, if you have your own configs or you want to override these, you can locate the configs themselves. So say we want to use, let's say RHS USMC. So RHS status quo, configs, factions. So USMC, you can just click and drag that straight over the top of this SCR faction. It will now apply that config all the way through, which is awesome. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to Control Z, just leave it default for the time being. What you need to ensure is that you have a faction that's playable. So is playable, and let's minimize that one and make sure the USSR, want that is playable, unticked. So we don't want anyone be playing as the Soviets in this example. Okay, so I've saved that. Loadout managers. So you can start to go into loadout managers here and start playing around setting loadouts that would appear when you first log into the game, and they can select custom loadouts. If you want to adjust these, you can follow, locate the, so this USSR one, click the magnifying glass, it locates it in the resource browser. You could right click on here and go override or duplicate. If we do override into operation cold data, so that's the mod we're running, the project. Here it is, you can tell it's been overwritten now, it's now in my project, it's got the little puzzle symbol. Right click, edit prefab, and you start to go through creating your loadout in here for this particular instance, for this USSR rifleman. So you might want to go into, where is it? I'm looking for, nope. Character weapon slots, base loadout manager. Yeah, so if you want to change all the uniforms, you can change all the uniforms here. You can then go into, you want to chuck different items in those uniforms. So as you can see here, what this is telling you is that this prefab character uniform pants M88.et target purpose is to deposit, and it's going to put all these items into his pants. Sounds weird, but that's what it's doing. So yeah, go through, customize as you see fit. It's going to go back into the world editor now. Load my world. That was the loadout manager. So yeah, you would set it up accordingly the way you wanted to do it. So that takes a bit of time to go through. I'm not going to go through all those, setting all those up how you want it. I'll leave that to you. Another component, game mode. For this scenario framework, there's lots of details in here, lots of bits of information you'll need to go through and start configuring to your liking. That would take forever to go through and talk about every single one of these different components and all the other components you can add. And a lot of it's probably outside of my knowledge base anyway, without really digging into it. So I'm not going to go through any of those, but yeah, feel free to do so. Okay, so that's pretty much it for these managers at the time being. But what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to delete these because I'm going to use my already created ones from my ops core mod. So what I've done, if I go File, Load World, go into my tpmtactical ops core worlds, I have a scenario framework managers template. So I'm going to open that. So these are my managers that I already use. So I'm going to right click on the managers, alpha_managers layer, select all entities, edit, copy, and now I'm going to go back into my actual operation that I'm creating. Yep, back here, so alpha managers. Remember I deleted all the managers beforehand. So now I'm going to edit, paste, sweet. They're all right there. Okay, and I'm going to save that. The only thing that I'm going to change at the moment is I'm going to change the SCR AI world. So I need to redo those nav meshes because now it's pointing to SF tutorial. Okay, so what's this one? Soldiers. BTR like. And low res. Awesome, saved. So that's nav mesh done. Okay, faction managers. Okay, whoop. Didn't want to click on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to overwrite I'm going to overwrite this faction, so the US. Well, not overwrite completely, I'm just going to change the display names and make it my Black Division. So a simple way to do it, rather than creating a whole new faction, is just to change a few what do you call these, settings within here. So we are called Black Division. So Black Division for this particular op. Name upper, so write the same name again, but just in uppercase. Black Division. You can change the colors if you want different colors to appear on the maps and whatnot. Flag, yes, I do want to change the flag. So if you have a look here, I have my predefined flags sitting here at the moment that I've already had in my tpmtactical ops core mod. So what I need first, so this one here is the faction. Actually, sorry, I'll go back up here. The icon. We'll do the icon first. So I'm clicking and dragging, bringing across my icon, faction flag. Where is it? Here we go. That's it there. Save that. Save. Yep. So the faction flag material. What I need to do, I need to slightly change this. So what I'm going to do is click on the magnifying glass to locate it. Here it is. I'm going to right click and I'm going to duplicate. I'm not going to overwrite it, I'm going to duplicate. And go into my operation called data. And at the end of it, I'm just going to put BD for Black Division. Okay, sweet. So now I'm going to right click on, actually I'm going to double click on it. So here is the flag. That's what it looks like, the EMAT. And I always want to override this part here. So again, I'm going to my other screen. Oh no, I don't have to go, it's right here. I'll click on the Black Division flag, drag it over the top of that. Sweet, there it is now. So save that sucker, close that down. And now all I need to do is click and drag this to bring in the faction flag material. And as you can see, it's right there. Everything else I'm going to leave the same. Simply because if I start changing the faction keys and setting up a whole faction from scratch, it's a lot of work and I haven't fully flushed out the process myself. This enables me if I want to add in mods to say, what's a mod? Say Bacon's M4 mod, for example. if I add that to my server, it will automatically add the M4s to the US faction and the US faction's entity catalog. The entity catalog is what holds the arsenal items. So rather than stuffing around and making a lot more work for myself, I'm just changing on the front end, and I'm just changing the display, the UI information and the flags, and the back end is all still the US Cold War setup from BI. Okay. Save that. Awesome. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out where we're going to start for this op. Probably something I should have thought about beforehand. So this is our end goal, fighting here, but we need to make our way there. Okay, so let's say we'll stage out of over here. Do a road. Yep, we've got a road for access. If you want to drive, I'm not sure if I'm going to do helos yet. Cool. Okay, so we're going to be... where's that road there? Let's be a little bit more hidden. We'll be right here. Oh, we could do boat insert. No. No, we'll just be right here. Okay. What I'm going to do now is create a new layer called B_staging location. So this is where we're going to start from, basically. I'm going to right click, set as active, so that anything I create is now going to be located within this layer. Okay, so let's put down an area. Typing in area, click on Arma Forger. There's our area. I'm going to rename this area and actually call it staging location as well. In an area, you need a layer. And I'm actually going to put down 2 layers here. So this layer is going to be staging location arsenal. And this one's going to be staging location spawn point. And I'm just going to move them away from each other. Right now, I'm not worried about the exact location of it. So there and there. Okay, so what we need now within the, let's do the spawn point first. We need a slot. Slot, I'm going to click and drop that onto the spawn point. And as you can see, it comes in under here. If I was to delete that, if I was to drop this just randomly here, it goes into the area, correction, it goes into the layer that you're currently working on. And as you can see, if I click on this, it's located right here and I can move that around. But if I click and drag it, it now goes into that spawn point layer. However, it's not located on this other location, on the exact layer. Whether you want it, it's just a bit of OCD-ness if you have it there, want it nice and neat. So now if I type in here 000, it will go to the exact location. Or if I, as I've deleted it now, if I click and drag it straight in, I deleted the wrong part. There. If I delete that, why did I double delete? That's weird. If I click and drag the slot straight onto the spawn point, it will then go directly to the right spot. Awesome. Now this slot on the left, on the right hand side here, you'll see the SCR scenario framework slot base. If we click on that, what we're looking for is object to spawn. This being our spawn point, we need to locate the spawn point. Hope I spelled spawn point correctly. Okay, so we're looking for Arma Forger. If I look in here, I have one for Atlas, which is my the non-spooky SCP style unit, and then I have Black Division for the SCP style ops. Actually, what I might do is I might just duplicate this one. Actually, no, sorry. I'll look for the original. Spawn point. Be spawn point underscore US. Here we go. So what I want to do is I want to click and drag that up to object to spawn. So we're still on the slot one. I've now click and drag the spawn point underscore us.et to object to spawn. So this will be our spawn point. So if I click play, US spawn point. Go down, here we are. So I'm hitting escape to get back out, switching back to edit mode. Okay, so rather than use that spawn point though, I am going to use my other one that I have here. I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to call this, the reason why I have underscore atlas underscore tpm is it's easy for me to find underscore tpm when I'm searching for anything that I've edited. Let's call this black division. Cool, here it is. I'm just going to right click, edit it quickly, see if there's anything I wanted to change. So as you can see, factions US, the name is staging location, I'm happy with that. Icon, flag is Atlas at the moment. So what I want to do is I want to change that to, it should actually be, that's the wrong icon originally. But anyway, I'll change it to Black Division 1. Sweet, saving that. Don't think there's anything else I want to change at the moment. As long as I've got my display name is staging location. Okay, going back into my operation called data in the world editor. Awesome. If you ever get lost and you're trying to find where these items are located, all you need to do is click on them and hit F and it will bring you back to the spot. Okay, so we've done the spawn point. Now we want to do the arsenal. So the arsenal follows the same method as well. We need a slot. And click and drag this up into the arsenal section. And now what we want is an arsenal. Okay, there's quite a few. Obviously we want the US arsenal. We can use any arsenal, you can just override information in it. What's the default one called? Here we are. So this is the usual default one, arsenal box underscore us.et. So you can click and drag that up into object to spawn, same as we did before for the spawn point. Actually, if we're going closer, if you hold your right mouse button and use your mouse wheel to scroll in, it will make you go faster, and scroll out will make you go slower to make it easier to navigate around. So as you can see, here's our arsenal now. So if I save that and go play, there we are, in the middle of this little field here. And by default, oh, that music. By default, it already has all the US vanilla faction items, because the faction associated with it was the US. These get overridden by an entity catalog mod that I will use later. Okay, that music. Awesome. What I'm going to do, again, same as last time, I'm just going to change the arsenal box. I'm going to use my prefab already. So click and dragging this up into here. As you can see, it doesn't have all the bushes and whatnot around. Okay. What else do we want to do here? Let's make another layer. You could do this all in one layer, but I like to separate it. Let's chuck in another layer. I'm going to call this one staging location underscore MISC, miscellaneous. So maybe I want to put in a tent I want a US tent. Oh, that's just the netting. Oh yeah, camo net. What is the rest of it called? If I click on this here, this little, I'm not sure what that symbol is, but that symbol anyway, and go prefabs, makes it, it cuts out all the other items. Maybe I want a camo net. Let's have a look. It's got barracks, so that's like those. It's HQ with the clutter inside, so it's not like its own prefab. You can go edit these prefabs and change out what's inside it. And again, that's simply just right clicking, override or duplicate, and then you right click and edit the prefab, and you go in through and add and remove things. That looks a bit strange because it doesn't have any bars or anything. Let's look at camo. There we go. What's this? Nope, definitely not. That's ammo cache. Cabinet bunker, cabinet lounge. Lounge. What's that look like? Yeah, sweet, let's go with one of those. Let's delete this one. I might put it over here. So these items don't need to be in a slot. These ones I'm happy for them just to be sitting straight within the layer. Let's move this out of the way, away from the trees a little bit. Awesome. Okay, let's move this in underneath. Because we'll have, I'm not sure how many people that will join this op. Maybe we'll just have it limited to say, I don't know, 15. But everyone's standing around one of these, what do you call them, arsenals, will get a bit crowded. It's always also a good idea to right click, go snap to ground, or right click, snap to ground and orientate by normal. And that will line it up with the land. What I want to do is add another arsenal. So what I'm doing is click on the slot 2, duplicate it. I could right click copy, right click duplicate, but I'm just going to copy it, Control C, Control V, place a few around and just ensure these are in the arsenal. My spawn point, where was that? Right here. Okay. Let's move this in a little closer. We don't want spawning in there, we'll just spawn outside. Now let's have a quick look. How's this video going for time-wise? Hey, still says US point. Let me fix that in a second. Sweet, we've got 3 arsenals. Which can all be... Oh, I hit escape. Let me fix this up first. This slot. Oh, I didn't save it before. Spawn point. Yep, apply that now. Should say staging location on the map now. Sweet. Deploy. Open arsenal. There we go. Why didn't that bring up the arsenal? Oh, there we go. Okay. Awesome. What we're going to do now is let's go set up a few AI. Let's go straight over here. So I'm going to create a new layer. Charlie underscore, I'm going to call it bunker. Just Charlie underscore bunker. Going to set that as my active layer. Now I'm going to create an area. So I'm going to create a couple of areas. Create one area here. It's going to be just called beef bunker defensive AI. And we'll create another area. B for bunker. Patrolling AI. Let's control AI. Oh. Okay, so let me locate. Let me just pause this for 1 second. Okay, welcome back. Okay, so I've got this flow charts that I've set up. This is all based off of the Black Heart 6 videos in relation to defensive AI patrols, and a couple of mounted AI patrols, how they work. Highly recommend taking a look at his videos, awesome videos. It's where I started. Yeah, so highly recommend. He breaks it down into short, about 15-minute max videos. Okay, so I'm going to chuck some AI, just defensive AI chucked around the place. So what they need to be set up as is you have a layer, then an area, then a layer again, and then you have slot AI. So as you can see here in this example, this was set up on Ireland. And then again, the same goes with the same concept with object to spawn is the group that you want or the character you want to spawn. The only other part you would need to change in relation that's different to like the arsenal or spawn point is down the bottom here in these waypoints, where you need to select AI waypoint. In this case, it's just going to be defend. So put that out of the way. I'm going to work with this defensive AI. So what we need is that area already done. We need a layer. Let's chuck that layer right here. Sweet. I won't bother naming it, I'm just going to just keep it as layer. And now we want some slot AI. Oh, these ones are going to be more specific about where I want to place them. So I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to go expand this and put them into this layer. So scenario framework, slot AI. We need to now object to spawn. So we need to figure out the group that we want to spawn. So for this example, I'm just going to use USSR. So type group, armor forger, prefabs, groups. Let's go op4. There's a fire group, fire team. What else we got? Whatever, fire group. Click and drag. You won't actually see them, the groups here. You will if it was just a single character, but the groups you don't. Okay, and the only other thing we had to check is this waypoint. So waypoint, well, it's already there, AI waypoint defend. If you have a look at these, there's different types of defend. These are different sizes. So large CO is the largest and large, like I think CP is the smallest. I'd have to go back and double check. I know Blackheart talks about it in one of his videos. But either way, I'm just gonna leave it as defend. Okay, so expand this again. Here's our AI. What we're gonna do is we might just copy and paste this. We have a couple. Just very simple. Okay. There we go. So we've got three groups of these fire groups, USSR fire group. So if I go play now, deploy. Where are we? Here we go. So these three groups are just idle. They're following order. Oh, sorry, they're not idle. They're following orders, which is their defend. So they're just going to walk within whatever the radius defenders. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they will just patrol that one area. Walk around, open stuff, going out of doors. If their buildings are close by, they'll go within those. But their centralized point was wherever the marker was. Okay, so let's say we want to have maybe 100 guys set up across the map, and we don't want them all spawning in one go. Obviously, it's going to be ruining performance, depending on everyone's computer or console setup and obviously server specs. So what we want to do now is this area. Click on this area, go to scenario framework area at the top here. We want to, on activation, we want dynamic respawn, or it's correction, dynamic despawn. Whoop. And for debugging, so we can see it during runtime and in the workshop, our workbench. So you can see that that sphere, pretty sure it's a sphere, yep, shows you where you're currently be working within. So for the dynamic despawn, it's set to 750 meters. Let's make that 200. Well, what you would want to do is you want to make sure that players wouldn't have line of sight. You don't want to see them spawning, and it kind of ruins the experience. Let's just say 400. So people approaching them are really not going to see the AI. Well, if they come from this way, they might see them spawning, but either way. Okay, so on this layer now, we have ticked our dynamic despawn, and we've set a range of 400 meters. So now when we go in here, those AI will not be spawned in until we cross into that sphere. Sweet. So as you can see, no AI has spawned. Awesome. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump across, teleport into the area, and there they are. They will now start following their orders, being on defend. And if I leave the area, or if everyone that was approaching attacking died, they will despawn. So take note, this doesn't work for vehicle patrols because the vehicle doesn't despawn, the AI do. And then when they respawn back in, if you go back in the area, they're not in their vehicle anymore. So make sure if you do mounted patrols at some stage, you don't have dynamic despawn on. Okay, let's go back to the edit mode. Okay, now let's get on to the organizing the patrols, the AI patrols. So I've got this here, as I previously showed you. So AI patrols. So what the AI patrols need is a layer. Inside that we've got the area. So we already have the layer in the area that we want to utilize. We need another layer that has the cycle, which is the AI itself, and the cycle waypoints, or slot waypoint, which is actually a cycle waypoint. We need the layer waypoints. So these are all the layer waypoints it's going to utilize. So how it's going to work, as you can see here, this is an example. So this AI is going to be set to follow the slot waypoint within the same layer as a AI or AI waypoint patrol. That slot waypoint is actually a cycle waypoint, as you can see here. So slot waypoint 1, slot waypoint 1, and that links to the SH patrol waypoints layer, which is this here. And then within inside that layer has all the different slot waypoints you want to set. So it's going to cycle through this layer, this waypoint, 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 and continue. So that's how you set that up. So let's do that in game now. Okay, so we've got the Bravo _ patrol _ AI. What we needed next was 2 layers inside there. Let's just turn this one, the debug off. Sweet, so we're just dealing with this one here. Okay, so we need a layer. Chuck 2 layers in here. 1, 2. Awesome. So one's going to be, let's rename. Call it Bravo underscore patrol AI. Nah, call it the same one. AI. Ah, damn it. Bravo underscore patrol. Oh, my typing. Patrol underscore AI underscore 1. And this one here is going to be Bravo underscore patrol underscore waypoints. Okay, let's chuck into the patrol AI 1. We want a slot AI. Yep, and we want a slot waypoint. Awesome. We also want some slot waypoints for this layer here. So while I'm here, I will chuck 1 in for the time being. I'll copy and paste that one when we've configured it. Okay, so slot AI. Who are we going to spawn in first? Let's just choose from the USSR. Prefabs. Where are we? Groups. Op 4. These guys. Spawn those. Yep. So that's placed in the object to spawn, and now waypoint set. We want to set that. I'll just double check to make sure I'm doing this correctly. Waypoint set, yep, and this is going to be set to patrol. Awesome. We want to add a layer, so this is going to tell it to go to slot waypoint 1. So slot, make sure I type it correctly. Waypoint 1. Yep, so slot waypoint 1. So now the slot AI is pointing to this slot waypoint. This slot waypoint will need to, let me double check. It will point across to the patrol's waypoint. So make sure there's nothing else I need to put in there. Pretty sure there's a cycle I need to put in there. Yep, sweet. So in here, we need to go cycle, waypoint cycle. This needs to be on AI waypoint cycle. And now we want to add this layer and type the exact same name here. So I'm just going to copy this so I don't fat finger it. Awesome, so now that's pointing up to this patrol waypoints layer, and inside here we have slot waypoints. So these are all the different waypoints they're going to go to. So the AI needs to point to this, which is a cycle. So it's going to say cycle, these waypoints, and these will be all the waypoints inside. So this here needs to be on patrol. AI waypoint patrol. And 5. Yep, so completion radius be the area in which the AI need to go to complete it. So within 5 meters of the actual generic entity. If I copy and paste this, make sure I put them back in the same layer. We should be good to go. Let's give it a go, see what happens. Okay. Move camera. I might have had dynamic despawn already ticked. Let's see. Yep, sweet, ticked. But they are idle, so I've stuffed up somewhere along the way. Oh no. They are patrolling, sorry. Following orders. Yep, sweet. So they are walking to where to that first one, and from there they'll go as I copy and paste them in the order around. Now if I leave that area, they will despawn back in, and they will respawn from where they were. Actually, no, from back at the beginning. Awesome. So that's patrolling AI. Okay, so now we've just covered off on the patrolling AI. From here, what you would do is then you start adding, you bring your mission to life. So adding more AI to defend locations, adding more patrols, adding more scenery if you want to add in random items. So maybe we want a car wreck. Let's say bunker here. Let's go. Let's complete the areas completely separate. Actually, probably don't even need to put it in the area. Let's go wreck. BMP wreck. Boom. Oh. Okay, so you got the BMP wreck there. Let's save that. Hit play so you can see the BMP wreck. And yeah, you just start to fill in your op. Try to think about where everyone's going to go. If you're running it as like a GM, have that overall picture of what you're trying to achieve, where you want them to go, so you know where to spend most of your time setting up ambushes, setting up not capture points, setting up just other assets that are around to make it feel more immersive. I forgot they were going to be there. Bad things happened. Oh. I forgot they were going to be there. Yeah. So as you can see, obviously the BMP was there. So yeah, you would add in more guys, add in more just anything to make it more immersive. And once you've done all that and you're happy with it, is when you start to, then we want to push it to the workshop. So let's go into that. So we've already saved it, it's all good. So I'll close this part down, back at the main screen. We now go to work. Oh, sorry, one thing we need to do, headers. Okay, so wrong one. The mission header. Where are we? Missions. Okay, so I know we did that previously, I forgot about that. Already created that. So when this server boots up, it's going to be pointing to this mission header. It's pointing to this so that it knows, actually correction, is pointing to the operational code data.config over here. So that it knows to load this map with this information and anything else that we need to add in. It will do so from here. Yeah, so go to our workbench, go to publish to the workshop. I'll leave it as public. I'll tag it as TPM. So you do need a preview image at bare minimum. So let's just go in here. Forger. Let's just find a random logo. This one. Perfect. Information you want to put in here. Because you're using RHS, make sure you follow their requirements for, where is it? Bring it up. RHS status quo. So make sure you have a read through their EULA, understand it, make sure you link it in your description information. So you may put like RHS, status quo, EULA, like that. And yeah, just follow what they require for their mod to be used. Category, so this is a mission single player, correction multiplayer. Select that. If you have any contributors, so maybe someone else has worked with you, you've got a GitHub set up with a mate, you're creating something, so you put in their Bohemia account, their email, and it will add them in the contributors section. Okay, so let's go publish. Creating bundle failed. See console for details. That's great. Cannot copy image. See uses my documents. Arma Forger ops core image. Images black division. I cannot copy that. Let's just try one more time. Category. No, I forgot tags, but okay. Images, Black Division logo. Oh, Black Division icon. Oh, is that because I deleted them? That could have been failure on my behalf. Anyway, let's fix that up quickly. Logos. Division icon. Here it is. Let's see if that works now. Tag, put in TPM. Publishing successful. Okay, let's have a quick look. Search TPM because that was that filter. Operation code data. So there's a logo that I put in. Click on that, and here it is. So this is the information you're required to go into your server. So your ID, game version, then the name of it into your config, and then you also need your scenario ID. So this is the mission header here. So see it's operation code data config, and so you copy that and put that in your startup parameters. And that's pretty much it for a very basic custom op. Obviously it's a bit of a longer video. If you do have any questions, queries, feel free to ask in the comments below, ask on Discord. The link for Discord is in the description as well. Check out Zurichny, it's an amazing map. Probably it's my favorite map of all the Reforging maps so far. The amount of detail that Fal's gone into is awesome. If you like my videos, please let us know, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Cheers.